Hi people, here again with a new lesson. Hopefully the last one, because with this we come to the end of our syllabus. However, learning never ends, so I will be here posting from time to time to enhance our learning. You can drop me comments on my YouTube if you want one of the lectures on any other part of the syllabus that we have already covered in the regular classroom. Now today we will see what a sentence fragment is. Now what is a sentence fragment? Before beginning to know what a sentence fragment is, you need to know what a sentence is. Now a complete sentence must have a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. This last one, a complete thought, is the most important one. Because even one single verb can make a sentence if it makes a complete thought. The sentence has to make a complete meaning. So if a subject or a verb or even the predicate is missing in a sentence in such a way as to not make a complete meaning, it would be known as a sentence fragment. Now there are many sentences that do not have a subject and still they would make complete sentences. For example, run. It's a complete sentence because though it is a one-word sentence, though it does not have a subject, it makes a complete sense that somebody is giving someone else an order. It's an imperative sentence and it makes a complete meaning. Run, stop, leave, all are complete sentences. So you cannot call them sentence fragments. Also, if I say I ran or Sheila wept, these sentences, they are two-word sentences. There is a subject and a verb and the meaning is complete. So they again cannot be sentence fragments. So let us take a look at the type of fragments. There would be majorly 5 types of sentence fragments. On the slide you can see 6, but the last one I would not call it a sentence fragment because it is used for stylistic purposes. Keep in mind that sentence fragments are always mistakes. They are always grammatical errors. But these type of sentences, the ones that are used for stylistic purposes, they are used intentionally. They are not grammatical errors. They make my speech or my writing more powerful, though these would be mostly used for verbal communication, not for written communication. So let us take a look at the other 5 types and then we will come to this last one. Now there would be some sentences that begin with a dependent word, and a dependent word will only make a dependent clause. It cannot make an independent clause, and without an independent clause, a sentence would not be complete. Let us take some examples. After the movie, while I ate, unless Saurabh helps, because she insisted. These are all sentence fragments. Then the second type of sentence fragments are sentences where subject is missing. So an action is taking place, but the doer of the action is missing. Like, worked from morning till night. So who worked from morning till night? So it's a sentence fragment only because this fragment does not mention the subject. Then there are some sentences that take an ing word but they do not take a helping verb. Now an ing verb cannot make a complete meaning without a helping verb. So they are again sentence fragments only. Let me give you a mint fresh example. A cure for corona being researched. Now this can be a newspaper headline, and as a newspaper headline that is fine, but as a sentence it is not complete. So how do you complete it? You insert a helping verb and rewrite it as a cure for corona is being researched. So is the helping verb that you added, and now it makes a complete sentence. Then there are some sentences that take infinitives without a definitive verb, and without a definitive verb, an infinitive does not make a complete sentence. Again, a very fresh one. Center to announce economic package to rebuild economy. This could be a newspaper headline again, but in order to be a complete sentence, it will have to take a definitive verb. And in this case, the definitive verb can be plans. Center plans to announce economic package to rebuild economy. And now the sentence is perfect. It's a complete sentence. Now, some sentences begin with words like, for example, such as, unless. So these are again not complete. You will have to add something to them. Like if I say, such as Mohini get married early. Makes no sense. Girls such as Mohini get married early. Now it makes perfect sense. Now I come to the last one, which is a favorite one of mine. Sentence fragments used for stylistic purposes. I will visit no matter what. Now, I will visit you is a sentence, and no matter what is a sentence fragment, but this is not a grammatical error. Always keep in mind that a sentence fragment is a grammatical error. But here, when I'm saying no matter what, I am using it intentionally. I know that this does not make a complete sentence, but I also know that this sentence fragment is actually making my speech more powerful, more forceful, and more beautiful. And that is what communication is all about. So I will visit you no matter what, or maybe I will visit you come what may. All these are perfect sentences and very welcome sentence fragments. Now, how to fix the sentence fragments? The three major mantras are, as you can see, attach, revise, rewrite. You can attach the dependent clause to a complete sentence. You can revise a sentence to include a subject, or to include a verb, or to include a definitive verb, or you can rewrite the whole sentence. Let us understand by examples. When I say, unless Saurabh helps, it does not make any sense. So what do I have to do? I have to attach a complete sentence. I am not tidying the dishes unless Saurabh helps. So there is a condition that I have put, and in the sentence fragment, the condition was not clear. Now, since I have attached a complete clause, an independent clause to this dependent one, the meaning is clear. I am not tidying the dishes unless Saurabh helps. Then I can revise sentences by adding words like after the movie. Doesn't make any sense. But when I say after the movie we went home, makes perfect sense. Again, played very well doesn't make any sense. Who played very well? So if I add a subject, India played very well. Now it makes a complete sentence. Again, if it's an ing word, see what a problem is. It being cold. What happened? It being cold doesn't make any sense. But when you say, because when you say it being cold, there would be assumption that something happened because it was cold. And this is not what you're wanting to say. So you would eliminate the ing word and say it is cold, and now it becomes a complete sentence. Then if there is an example word, such as China is a rogue country. Doesn't make any sense. China is a rogue country. Makes sense now. Now the last one, of course, as I told you, that one is done intentionally. The one that is done for stylistic purposes, that one is done intentionally. So there is nothing much that you can do. Just enjoy the style. So if I say, I told you I will come, full stop, I came. So I came is perfect. So you don't need to actually correct something because it is not incorrect. Now we have taken an overview of what all a sentence fragment is about. Let me also tell you that we are not learning sentence fragments because we want to practice sentence fragments. Keep in mind, we never learned dangling modifiers because we want the modifiers to dangle. We actually learned dangling modifiers because we never wanted our modifiers to dangle. Similarly, we are learning the sentence fragments because we don't want to write a sentence fragment when there is no intention to do that. For stylistic purposes, intentionally if you're doing it, fine. But otherwise, you don't make the mistake of writing sentence fragments, and that is why you are learning what all sentence fragments are and how you can correct them. If you remember, in my regular classroom, I always told you that you can consult the OWL website. So now I will take up two examples from that website, Writing Lab, which is a writing lab uh, designed by the Purdue University. So I will take you to that now, and I will give you the URL also, because in case you have forgotten to consult OWL, please do that. They explain every concept in a very simple manner, and they give you enough examples to make you understand and remember. So now we come to OWL. Now the OWL website has shown you how to revise. Let me just, yes. So there is one fragment, toys of all kinds thrown everywhere. Doesn't make any sense because one helping verb is missing. So how do you change it? The possible revision they've given, toys of all kinds were thrown everywhere. Or you can add a direct object. They found toys of all kinds thrown everywhere. And in the second example, I need to find a new roommate, full stop. And then the second one starts with a dependent word because the one I have now isn't working out too well. Very obvious, the possible revision would be you would delete the full stop and make one sentence out of these two. I need to find a new roommate because the one I have now is not working out too well. And here I've given the URL also, so you can click on it and go to the original online writing lab. So we are coming to the last part of this lecture. As you can see, I have written two almost similar sounding sentences. And the first one is a sentence that you have almost always read and heard, read in your emails and letters. So it says, looking forward to seeing you on the other side of these hard times. Now, looking forward to seeing you is a phrase which is most often used when you are closing an email. If I say only that, like if I say the first sentence, I'm sure you will understand me. But you have to remember that this is a sentence fragment. And the moment you add a subject here, you will see that the expression becomes more forceful and it makes a stronger impact. So I insert the subject. I am looking forward to seeing you on the other side of these hard times. So doesn't it make a better impact? So my dear students, I'm actually looking forward to seeing you on the other side of these hard times. Till then, stay safe and help the needy in as many ways as possible. Bye-bye.